Badgers. I'm at my work desk tonight for this video, and I think I've figured out my lighting situation over here a little bit better, moved some things around, figured out a way I could go back to my old camera stand and still use my work light better than the way I had it before. So hopefully this will look a little bit better. So today I thought I would do a little bit of a preview of spooky canvases I have coming up for, you know, spooky season. I thought I would start this video real quick just with whoever clicks on this video, you get a sneak peek of this completion. Was going to do a completion reel of it today, but it's been storming all day and it's a muddy mess outside and it's a, you know, happy beach scene. And I have a kind of chill, classic, upbeat song picked out for this one, and it wouldn't really work with sort of the moody, stormy, gothic look that's out there right now. So I'm going to wait and do the completion reel for this one tomorrow. But if you've been watching the community posts and you've been curious about this one, you get a sneak peek of it all done. It's been sealed and everything. If you saw the short reel I did about editing out the guy over here that was floating, see, came out fine. He's now a happy little merman, I assume. So yeah, this is the cat. Everything else in this came out fine. I did a few blue ABs around this this toy hose looking thing, and I put a few yellow ABs up in the umbrella there, and then, as you can probably see, a few ABs in the sunglasses, as I typically do. Pretty much everything else was as graphed. So yeah, that was this one. That's how that came out. So that'll be a completion reel tomorrow, hopefully, if the weather holds out. So this video, I wanted to talk about some of the spooky canvases I have planned. I mentioned that I was probably going to be bouncing back and forth between sort of spooky and witchy and harvest type canvases, and then going back to some of the beach scenes that I had planned for earlier this year but just didn't get to, be alternating them. I don't do a ton of like super graphic or horror images. If I do horror on this channel, it's usually more of like the cartoony kind of kitschy, cutesy type horror, you know, like the classic horror images, as far as like horror movie characters, but like the sort of more on the cutesy end of it. Because I've mentioned in past videos that I've gone through enough shit in my life that I don't really get that much pleasure out of working on super graphic images. But I do like a good spooky ghost image or witch image or black cat image. And I will occasionally do like a creepy movie character if the actual overall design of the canvas really appeals to me, but it's rare. So this one is all covered up because it was one of those ones that I went to iron and it was being temperamental with the glue. Glue wasn't like damaged to the point where I can't use it. I just have to be really careful with this one. So I have the parchment paper over it. This will probably be my very next one. But a lot of these I'm going to show you, I think I've shown in other videos in the past. A few of them I might not have, but most of them I think you've probably seen. But yeah, this is what I have planned for this kind of witchy harvest season. So this is the image here. It's a witch kind of pre-gaming her Super Bowl season of witchy business, coven business, I don't know. It might be hard to tell, but there's like a little bat in the background, and there's a bunch of candles on her work table, and she's just writing away on her, I don't know, page out of her grimoire or something. So yeah, I don't know if it'll show up. It probably won't show up a whole lot better in that one. Maybe I can get a little bit closer. See, that'll give you a better idea. So yeah, that's probably going to be my very next one. I'm just going to go through these real quick because primarily why I wanted to do this video is because I got some glow-in-the-dark drills, a pack of those that I wanted to go through and share those with you if you're interested. So yeah, that's probably in the next one up. And then I have this one that I believe came from Paint Some Way, I think. This is one I actually got as a freebie from them when they had some sale way back when where they did one of those where it's like buy 2 or buy 3 and get 1 free, something like that. So this was my freebie in some order I did. I mean, you get to pick, whenever they do that, you get to pick which canvas you wanted. So I came across this one. I think on their website, if it's still there, I'll have to look it up. But I think when this was there, it was like $4.99, something like that. But yeah, kind of like an old vintage style. Kind of reminds me of the holiday cards they used to do, you know, the thin, delicate paper ones they used to do like back in the, I don't know, from 20s up to like 50s was popular to do this kind of sort of washed out type image on a lot of art for holidays and stuff. Kind of reminds me of that. The one thing with this one, I'm not entirely sure how well her face is going to come out. I didn't really think about that till after I had ordered it and it arrived and I looked at it. I was like, I don't know. When the overall face gets kind of small, I get a little nervous because it's not a lot of area space to work with the different, you know, face tones and the lips and the eyes. I don't know how that's gonna. Sometimes I can finesse it a little bit when it's on the smaller side. Sometimes I can put like a crystal in the eye area, or one other trick I've learned is that it might seem like a small thing, but sometimes it helps if you, instead of using a 310 in that area, if you go just a little bit darker and use like, I don't know, like a dark ash gray or something like that, like closer to like this color in the eye area instead of a direct 310 black. Sometimes that can soften it enough to where it looks a little bit better. So little tricks like that, sometimes I can fix the overall look if it's kind of on the small side. And then other times you just can't get around it looking pixelated because there's not enough acreage to make the color distribution work. So I don't know, we'll just have to play around with that and see how it comes out. So that's one. And then I feel like I've shown this every year for like 2 or 3 years now, but it's still not done. And it's still in my to-do list. I feel like it comes up every Halloween that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I don't get to it. So this one, and I started it like close to 3 years ago. I think I have the big crystal skull canvas from Diamond Dots, the one that's just different forms of clear and gray crystal on the pure black background. I have that one that I think is like a quarter of the way done. So I still need to finish that one. It's one of those ones that Diamond Dots does where the background makes it technically a partial. It's just the crystal skull, but the whole skull is entirely crystal from what I remember, I think, or mostly crystal. Maybe it has a few gray drills in there, but I can't remember now. It's been a while since I pulled out that canvas. It's been hanging up. I keep looking at it going, I need to just finish this already. But it's one of those ones where it's like you're excited for the overall look to be done, but it does get a little bit on the drudgery side to just do all that gray for, you know, hours on it. So yeah, I need to get that one done, and I would like to get this one done. This is from Star Or. This is, I don't even know if she offers this one anymore. I got this one early on when she was doing canvases, and this one I think is a mix of standard and crystal. She calls it Skull and Rose, but it's basically like a, you know, Ouija board design on a skull. There's some hands here. The writing on it says here but not seen, and then it says goodbye like on classic Ouija boards on the mouth area, and then there's a couple planchettes that almost look like flower buds here and here on the hands, and then some roses scrolling down and then going this way. So yeah, I always thought this was a pretty cool design, so have that one. And then I think I showed this one maybe last year I think it was actually after Halloween that I got this one, and I said that I was looking to do this one pretty soon because when I was putting it together, you know, ironing it out, I noticed that it was another one that was giving me kind of a fit. Even though whenever I do ironing canvases, I do it on the low setting, usually on anywhere. I kind of look at the canvas and see how thin it is and how low I might need to go. A lot of times I can get away with using the wool setting. Sometimes I'll drop it down to synthetic, silk. This one and that, this one, and then this one. These all came from Paint Some Way, and I think I've mentioned it in other videos. Every so often I do like Paint Some Way. I do like the images they offer, but every so often I get a wonky canvas from them as far as the glue field where it's really delicate. I don't have as much issue with any other company except Paint Some Way with their glue fields. I don't know who their manufacturer is that they buy their distribution from, but it's something is going on over there. I don't know if it's a staffing issue, but every so often I will get a wonky canvas from Paint Some Way where no matter how low I put the iron setting, it's not all the canvases, it's just like one out of every 15, 20 or so that I run into, that there'll be one that'll just want to pull up no matter what, as far as the glue field. So in order to work around that with Paint Some Way, I tend to go straight down to the synthetic setting on my iron, which is the lowest I can get it, and that seems to be working so far. Haven't had any issues since I started doing that. So I guess only with Paint Some Way canvases or any other company I come across who I feel is using a similar type of manufacturer, I don't know. I'll just have to be real careful. And if I start to notice it pulling a little bit with any other company, then that'll just be what I'll do now, is I'll just bump it down to synthetic real quick. So yeah, that's a trick if you have kind of a persnickety canvas. So I mentioned that last year that I was a little bit nervous about this one, but I still haven't gotten to it. So that's on the list. But yeah, this is a kind of combination of witchy and harvest themes. A bunch of bats in the window. Grayscale overall, but you do get some orange with the pies and the pumpkins and sunflowers, and then little bits on her outfit and her hair bow and stuff. So I think it could be fun overall. So that one, this is primarily the one I got the glow-in-the-dark drills for. Is just, it's been on my mind since I've gotten this canvas. These next ones, I think these were all pre-tariff change Temu finds that I got way back when. So I don't know that I can give you links for these next ones. I'll try to find links as much as I can, but can't promise anything because these were from a while back. But yeah, ever since I've had this in my stash, I have been thinking about doing this skull in glow-in-the-dark drills just to really give that eeriness. So this was another one where I'm a little bit nervous about how her face is going to come out with the shadowing. Could be fine though, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but there's actually a lot of different colors going on around her hair. It's primarily, is it 310? No, 939 in the background here. I'm kind of tempted to make the background though, possibly make that 310. Or maybe, yeah, maybe what I'll do with this one, since this is another one of those ones where they blanket a whole bunch of color all over a bunch of different areas. So just to give it a little bit extra standout, what I may do with this one is do 310 on the background here. And then I don't think there's actually any 310 in this kit. No, there's no 310 actually plotted in this kit. But what I may do is, yeah, do the 310 on the background and then do the 939 in her actual hair here. And then maybe down here do a mix of 310. And then maybe I could like make some seaming, you know, some dress seams out of 939. And then go back in and on the bodice here, maybe do like, what do you call it? The, what I call the oil silk ABs, the purple black ABs, maybe do some of that in there. figure out a way to kind of bring some of these out, because it is really dark. Overall, there's a lot of dark colors. There's a bunch of 550 purple in here. There's a little bit of 3865 white, believe it or not. It looks like it's up in the skull here, but yeah, got this whole pack from what is the name? Forever Young, mainly for this canvas, but I figured since I had a bunch of these witchy canvases, could probably use this in a lot of different canvases coming up, you know, with like the candles and that kind of thing. And then a couple crystal kits I had that were on the, you know, happy, cutesy, spooky side. Of this little ghost holding a black cat and then some bats in the background. Pretty simple, but thought it was super cute. And then Grandma with her black cat. And then what I'm guessing is going to look like orbs coming down the stairs with some candles here. So yeah, got that. And then I got Brat Hair Girl, Brat Green Hair Girl. Pulled her out because some, what do you call it? Fall leaves. Looking at the shape of them though, they almost look like, you know, when poison ivy starts to change its color. It almost looks like that. But yeah, thought she would be fun also in spooky season. Again, this is another Temu one I found way back when. So doubt this one is still around, but yeah, that was another one that I thought maybe, I'm kind of debating. I haven't decided yet, but I thought maybe some glow in the dark drills on the nails might be cool. But I also have some, this, kind of, it's a little bit lighter green, but similar green AB. That could also be fun, or maybe do a mix. I don't know. So those are the canvases I have planned coming up for spooky season. So yeah, I thought I would give you a look at this packet I got on Amazon a few days ago. This is from Forever Young. And a while back, I did a canvas haul unboxing video of the King and Queen card set. I forget what the kits were actually called, but they were the playing cards images with the King and Queen, and it's full crystal kits. And I believe it was a Forever Young kit. I believe it was Forever Young that was selling those. So I'll link that video down below if you want to see that. I didn't realize it was Forever Young that I was ordering from when I saw this. I just saw it as a listing on Amazon that I think they said overall there's supposed to be 2,000 drills in here, and you get 20 different colors that are all glow in the dark style. But then when I got this today, I realized, oh yeah, when I got those crystal kits, Forever Young had a little sample strand in there, because I think those kits that I got were it's full crystal, but it's in squares. And I remember being confused because there was these jelly looking round drills inside, and then I realized it was just a little sample pack of their other style of drills. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I already have like a small pack of their glow in the dark ones, but I just wanted some more. And like I said, I didn't realize it was the same company, but that's cool. They also threw in some extra baggies, which is nice. But yeah, these are all just glow in the darks. So I thought I would show you these so you can see all the different colors you can get if you want to play around with these. I think when I got these the other day, the whole pack was like $6.99 on Prime. So not bad. So you get a white glow in the dark, this sort of orange sherbet looking one, a more fluorescent orange one, you get a light pink one, a hot pink one, like a hazard yellow one. That one might be kind of fun for the skull, but I was leaning more towards this color. This is sort of like a very light kind of eerie minty green. So I might use that one on the skull. You get this like electric green one, and then a dark green one. And then this one is it's got a little bit more like almost teal shade to it. This one looks like it might be kind of a hot pink or a red, maybe a fire engine red, because this one looks like the hot pink. So this one might be bright red. And then this is like a darker red. This one is like a super light icy blue. And then like a mid purple. And then a darker purple. This one's kind of like a fuchsia color. This sort of looks like the glow-in-the-dark equivalent of like 550 purple. And then another light blue. And then almost like a royal blue, all in glow-in-the-dark. But even if you didn't use them as glow-in-the-dark, they still kind of give that jelly effect, so they're still going to look fun even in, you know, raw daylight. So can we tell? I don't know. Probably have to charge these. One of my friends that's worked with glow-in-the-dark drills, she was a little underwhelmed by them in one of the kits she did. She did one of those ones that's like the black background, and then it was like an animal face or something. I forget which company makes them, but she did one of those. And she was like, yeah, it's cool. Like, you can't see it that well. But I don't know. I thought it would be kind of a fun touch to bring out that skull a little bit better. And then also play around with it. Like this one here could be fun on the nails there. So yeah, I just thought it would be fun to play around with. So yeah, I just thought I would show you those real quick if you want to take a look at that kit, if that's something as far as, you know, specialized fancy drills you want to add to your stash. That's there. I will link it down below. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by, and we will talk soon. Bye guys.